Good afternoon. It's Mark Swarton. I was born in Chicago, raised in Southern California. I was a heavy equipment operator and mechanic by trade in the States, and I'm currently a locomotive engineer for Canadian National Railway. On that note, I'd like to talk to you quickly about prayer and the significance of an individual prayer as opposed to praying with a group of people or going to a weekend stadium event or what have you, where everyone's praying and holy and extra holy, what have you. But your individual prayer is important and critical, and your relationship with Jesus needs to be on an individual basis and strong, and your contact with the Lord has got to be clear and concise. On that note, we sometimes feel like our prayers are insignificant or unnecessary, or does God even hear me? And to illustrate some of those, the importance of those individual prayers, I'd like you to consider the size of a dime. This is a dime. Canadian dime is a little smaller than the American dime. Speaking in regards to locomotives, a locomotive has 4,400 horsepower. It has 6 axles, 12 wheels. And those 12 wheels they're steel wheels contacting steel rail, which to me sounds like it should just slip and slide and not do much. Where each wheel contacts the rail is the size of a dime. It's called the contact patch. And that's why I think our how we contact the Lord on an individual basis through the size of a dime is significant, because when you have 12 wheels touching steel, you are capable of moving 9,000 tons with a locomotive. And a locomotive can move a train of 9,000 tons of freight by itself, so 9,000 tons of weight, or 20 million pounds on $1.20. So $1.20 worth of prayer can move mountains. So there's 6 contact patches on the rail per locomotive. A locomotive can move 9,000 tons or 20 million pounds. If you multiply that by 2 or 3 locomotives like you usually see out on the rails or on the main lines, they're moving 30,000 tons of product, whether it be potash, grain, oil, crude oil, or chemicals, or lumber. It's huge. It's amazing. That dime is the same as one prayer, in my opinion. My one prayer is as significant as the contact patch of a locomotive wheel. Steel to steel, but if that contact patch is bad, or there's a hot spot on the wheel, or there's bad steel or bad connection, you're not going to have the traction that you need to get your point or your prayer across. And if we gather together, 2 or 3 or 8 people, or in this case 12, we can move a lot we can make major changes in this world. So what is the value of one prayer? It's the value of one dime, maybe? No, I think it carries a lot more weight than we think or we can even imagine. And I think this illustration with the locomotive wheel is really, really important to apply. Do you have a good contact patch, that contact patch from the wheel to the steel? Do you have that same contact with God? Consider that.